Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Samir's Eats. Many of you know me, I am the executive producer and the host of my show, Samir's Eats. Now, many of you have seen my show on my website, samirseats.com. Many of you haven't. So this will give you a brief insight about who we are.
Hey guys, my name is Saad Malik. I'm the creative director behind Samir's Eats. I'm the guy usually behind the camera, you don't see, the technical guy. And this is our interview for Elan Magazine.
So Samir's Eats is about me, Samir Sarmas, going out to the top, the most delicious, the most cleanest halal restaurants. Now, I may not find that, I may not hit all of those cylinders, but, we try our best to go out there. So what I like to do is go to these restaurants and share my thoughts with you, so you could come out there and check it out for yourself. The other thing is, one thing I like to stress is I only review and I only go to halal, dhabiha halal restaurants. Now, what does that mean? Well, when I talk about dhabiha halal and when I reference halal, it means the way the meat was slaughtered. Now, I can't really prove or go around and ensure that it's being done. I say Allahu Alam. And I asked the owners, do you serve dhabiha halal meat? Is it cut in the way the Islamic Sharia prescribes? And if they say yes, then I consider it halal, which is what we are supposed to do if somebody states that they are halal. And we're supposed to take their word for it. Being that we're all Muslims, alhamdulillah. So the other thing Samir's Eats brings you is a visual for the halal restaurants. Now, me personally, when I'm new to a city or I'm visiting somewhere, I go on to one of my partners, zabiha.com, and what I do is I look up the place. It's very easy to navigate. I look up the city where I'm at, check out what halal restaurants are in the vicinity. Then I read the reviews, and so when I find one that really gets me, I go visit it, and let's see, and then I put it to the test. So what I actually do now is I bring you the restaurant to your computer or your laptop or whatever, wherever you're watching me, so you can see the place. The thing about Zabiha.com, it's great, you get the reviews, everything, but what about the place? How do you know what to expect when you get there? So this is where I come in, and I present to you the restaurant, the seating, the chef. You get to meet the chef most times. Sometimes the chef isn't available. So, and then you sometimes get to see some of the kitchen.
And just to add to that, I think with Samir's Eats, one of the coolest things is you form this relationship with the people of the restaurant before you actually even go there. So you watch this video, and we introduce the owners, we'll introduce some of the customers there, and right away you have this connection with them. So when you do show up to the restaurant, most of our viewers, they go to the restaurant, and the first thing they say is, "Hey, we watched your video on Samir's Eats." Right then and there, they have this connection, and it's just so far we've just had amazing feedback. Alhamdulillah.
So where did I get the idea for Samir's Eats? Well, it's an interesting story. I was sitting in a parking lot with my siblings, my sister Sobia, her husband Qasim, my brother Uzair, and my other sister Nisma. We were sitting in the parking lot. I think it was a Patel Cash and Carry out in Edison, New Jersey. My parents are inside. They're doing their thing, getting their desi groceries, and of course, my mom, she loves to cook, so she has to get the right ingredients. So she's out there, shopping, and so my sister Sobia goes, Samir, you're always going out to eat at all these great restaurants. You always find them. The minute they open up, you're like the first one there, trying these, and you take pictures, you're posting them on Facebook and all that. You should come out with like some kind of a show, I was like, what, you're right. Maybe I will. But you know what? The thing with my sister is she didn't take me seriously. So now I just, I got to see her last week, and she's like, I'm really shocked that you actually took what I said and you put it, it came to fruition. So I was like, hey, alhamdulillah, hey, some ideas stick, some no. So, it was essentially she planted the seed. Now, what I did with it, that was something else. Now, initially we had started Samir's Eats. I started working with a brother. We filmed some things. We did some things here and there. We didn't have the same vision, so that didn't work out. So I was blessed to meet brother Saad Malik here. So Saad, why don't you actually tell us about how we met?
Sure. So me and Samir, we actually met at a friend's barbecue, and we were just sitting there. I think we were having dessert at that time, and so we started talking for the first time, really. And he told me about some of the things that he had in his in his mind about making this web show, and some of the things that he was doing with it so far. And I was really interested because I thought, you know what, you see this a lot back home in our country. You'll see it in India, you'll see it in Pakistan, you'll see in all these different countries doing these kinds of things with halal food. But in America, we don't see anyone else doing it. So we thought, look, okay, well, I have the technical background. I can kind of, I have cameras, I have this stuff, so I can kind of bring what I have to the table. And then Samir obviously has connections, and he has these people that he knows at different restaurants. So if we work together, maybe we can actually create something. So from there, we were just, I think we executed pretty quickly. After that,
Yeah.
we followed up with each other, and we got together, and we ended up filming our first episode just, I think, about a month later.
Yeah, that's about right. So we did that episode, and we saw the response, and that's where we said, hey, you know what, this could be a start to this great project, Samir's Eats. I went to Rutgers University. I earned a bachelor's degree in finance with a concentration in MIS, Management Information Systems. After that, I took some time off, and then I went back to school, and I graduated with a Master of Science degree where I studied business leadership, specifically in healthcare management. I graduated this past April 2010, with a Master's of Science from Northeastern University in Boston. I'm also enrolled in an MBA program at University of Connecticut, which I've kind of put that on hold because things are getting real busy here with Samir's Eats and obviously my regular job. So yes, I do have a full-time job. I am in management for a major Fortune 500 company and retail financial services. I've been in financial services for the past like 8 years, and then I've always been in sales prior to that. So my experience consists of sales, marketing, management. I found that to help me with my skills and produce Samir's Eats. Kebab Paradise. I got to give it up for those guys. I mean, that's why I did my first episode there, because out of all the restaurants I've been here in North Jersey, and and so far I'm sure there's great restaurants out there. I just haven't traveled the world yet. But as far as North Jersey is concerned, Kebab Paradise definitely hits the spot for me. You walk in, you feel welcome. The guys are great. They they deliver great service, food. Once you get the food, you know you're leaving there stuffed, and if there's something not right, they'll make it up to you. So that has to be the restaurant for me. Kebab Paradise out in Lake Hiawatha, and then they have their second location in South Boundbrook here in New Jersey. What do my parents think about this project?
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I gotta say, I have a lot of support from my mother, okay? Only because she's the one that cooks in the house, and she cooks great stuff. My mother, I believe, is like the best cook on earth. I mean, my friends could attest to this. Those friends that come over for dinner, they're always looking forward to my mother's cooking. Now, I mean, even in our house, the way... the way we've been raised, she just cooks multiple dishes every night. But sometimes we gotta tell her, chill, Ma. You don't need to cook that much for us, because there's only so much we can eat, right? So, my father, on the other hand, he was a little skeptical when I started Samir's Eats. He's like, why are you wasting your time? So he's your typical desi dad who wants you to be a doctor, or some other medical profession. So alhamdulillah, my 3 siblings, one's in med school right now. My sister's in dental school, and the other sister is bound to go to dental school as well. So alhamdulillah, 75% of his dreams got accomplished. The 25% went the other way. Alhamdulillah, they're both great parents. It's just my father. He doesn't understand marketing or social media, so it's a challenge for him. Which I understand. We as Desis or Desi parents, we may be stuck in this traditional cage of doing just that, and we may have painted a picture of what life should be. But little do we realize there's other things out there that can make us all successful and do more for our communities out there. Here in America especially. So alhamdulillah, I think my father's coming around though. He's coming around. He'll be at Dawats or parties. He'll be there talking it up. Yo, my son, yeah, Samir's eats. Samir, come here. Give him your card. He did that last week actually. So alhamdulillah, I think he's coming around. But the strongest support I've gotten, alhamdulillah, from my mother. So why do I review only halal restaurants? Because that's how I've been raised. I've only been eating the zabiha halal meat. That's the thing that I do for fun. I go around eating at different halal restaurants, and I only seek out halal restaurants because that's how like I said, I've been raised that way. The way the meat is cut, I purely believe that it's going to give you a cleaner meat, a better taste, a better end product when you cook up the meat. And actually, that's the thing I do with my friends. I mean, usually when we find a halal restaurant, I roll with my entourage, which includes my brother and a few of my really close friends. We roll up to the restaurant. Everyone orders a different dish, and then we see who gets shafted, meaning who got the worst dish and who got the best dish. So that way, when we go next time, we know what to order. So it's a hobby for us. I mean, that's all my life revolves around. My hangouts revolve around food. Where are we going to eat? It's not about what movie are we going to. No, where are we going to eat first? So when did I first realize food was my passion? Okay, well, when I was a kid, and I mentioned my mother earlier, she spoiled us. So ever since I was a young child, she used to feed us, just keep feeding us great food. And my parents are actually of Hyderabadi Indian descent. They are people that make great food. They are people who specifically specialize in the Hyderabadi biryani, which is amazing. I mean, it's one of the best things you can have. I've had different kinds of biryani. I still haven't had the Compton biryani like Imam Suhaib. I'm just kidding.
I don't think we want to have it either. So
yeah, I don't know. We will chill with that. So it's my mother that spoiled us with the food, and I realized at a very young age, just going around to the different restaurants. I'm a road warrior, so I'm out on the road a lot. So sometimes you just got to eat out, and you find different things.
So speaking of mothers, it's definitely even with me, my mom's an amazing cook, and I think eventually we're really going to try to highlight these amazing mothers who are out there cooking up and incorporate that to Samir's Eats as well. So definitely keep an eye open for that.
So anyway, thank you for watching us here. Share our thoughts with you. First and foremost, I want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then I want to thank my parents, obviously, and then after that I would like to thank my man here, Saad, for making this happen for me. It's obviously was a dream until Saad and I met, and alhamdulillah, I think Allah brought us together for this purpose, inshallah. So
hopefully just for that purpose.
No, not just for that purpose, no. I also want to thank all the restaurant owners out there that were very open to us coming into the restaurants and allowing me to film. I want to thank the Shayuk that have come on to my show, and as well as imams and other respected scholars who have supported my project. And of course, to all the fans, you guys make this show, and you give me the energy to continue to do this show. So if it wasn't for you guys, I probably would have shut the camera off and said, "Khalas, we're done." So we're signing out here, so catch me on the next episode at Samir'sEats.com. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.